there's a huge Indian population in Australia. But when India play versus Australia, it's blue versus green and gold.
Right.
Now, if Australia play South Africa, all the Australian Indian fans will back for Australia. And I love that. I love that about them.
What is your most memorable moment playing opposite Sachin Tendulkar?
There was a game, I think it might have been in Sydney. It was about 155 k's an hour, and he just went smack. And I was like, wow, this guy is an absolute legend. But we also can have fun off the field together as like friends. And if you'd like to, Mr. Kohli, you are welcome to have your child in Australia.
Wow.
If you have a little girl, fantastic. If you have a little boy, fantastic. They might become a baggy green. Amitabh Bachchan, he's the king. He's the boss.
So what's a batsman called? Ballebaz.
Balibas, is it?
What's a bowler called?
Bolibas. Madam G, knee slap. Badhiya sab theek hai. Thank you.
So hello everyone and welcome to midday.com. I'm Supriya Nair and today with me is one of the most renowned Australian cricketers who was one of the fastest bowlers in the world too. I'm talking about Brett Lee. Hi Brett.
Supriya, namaste. How are you?
Namaste. I'm very good. How are you doing?
Badhiya sab theek hai. Thank you.
It's so amazing to see you speak Hindi like this. So, Brett, we've seen you weave your magic on the field, and now we want to get to know you a little better off the field too. So,
Sure.
I'm going to ask you some quick questions. What are some of the lesser known facts about you that would surprise people?
People always assume that you're this big, tough, fast bowler, but I'm pretty like quiet and down to earth and chilled and relaxed. That's probably much, like I love camping, I love fishing, I love getting away from crowds. But to me, the most important part of my life is my beautiful family. I'm so lucky. I've got an amazing wife, 3 beautiful children, and that's the reason I do what I do, and that's the reason why I travel, is to try and give them a better life. But at the end of the day, it's just, family is always first, always.
And your work has taken you to such different countries around the globe. Which has been your favorite destination?
Well, probably India, definitely.
Oh, wow.
India is it's definitely the place where I love to travel because, the people are so friendly, and when you get there and they might understand that you play cricket, you treat like a superstar, and it's amazing. It's such a great place.
Absolutely. Cricket is our religion over here.
It's huge.
So which are your favorite places here in India that you like?
I've been lucky. I've been up north, I've been down south, I've been east, I've been west of India. I've been everywhere. So I've been so lucky. I do have to say that I love going down to Kerala. Kerala is a very relaxed, chilled place. Down at Trivandrum. But then, when you think about Delhi, you think about Mumbai, it's the hustle and bustle, which I also enjoy. The Bollywood, the fame, the shopping, and then going up north, going up to the Punjab community, going up to Mohali, those types of places, Dharamshala, which is a great place to play cricket. I mean, it's incredible. So yeah, some great places.
Okay, and what about the food? What are your favorite food delicacies in India?
I love, like the traditional food, like butter chicken. I love the, all those beautiful
Pani
sort of
puri?
lamb dishes. Pani puri, of course. When you head down south, you have some sweets like jigatanda. There's some great stuff to eat in India.
Awesome.
India is such a delicacy when it comes to eating it. They provide so much richness in the food and the flavor and the spices. I've had Indian food here in Australia. It's great, but it would never be like what it's like back in India.
Right.
India, they cook it with love.
Oh, how sweet. What is the craziest thing that you've done between consecutive matches when you're traveling?
Recorded a number 1 song in India. That was the
Oh, wow.
craziest thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
going to a studio, sneaking out of the hotel, writing a song, a cheesy love song, which I wrote in 18 minutes, working with Usher Bosley, doing a film clip that no one knew about, and then still trying to go out and bowl to Sachin Tendulkar the next day.
Wow, that must have been quite some experience.
It was crazy. It was a crazy sort of couple of years there, but that was back in about 2006, I reckon.
And fans can also be quite crazy sometimes, very excited when they see you. So what has been your craziest fan experience?
I've been at breakfast and I'll be like eating my breakfast, and someone will come over and they'll just put like the camera in your face, or they'll do stuff and they'll say selfie. I've had grandmothers who are 95 years of age that want selfies.
Okay.
But
wow.
like it's the love, and like you might have, on average in India, you might get 300 selfies a day, but even though it's a lot of selfies, number one or number 300 is both as important. So if you like say to number 300, I'm too tired, sorry, go away, then how would they feel being the first time that they've ever met you? It'd be horrible for them. So you have to treat every person the same.
That's really sweet. Once travel kick starts, what are your top recommendations for Indians visiting Australia?
First and foremost, that they have to make sure they have enough time. Don't come for 2, 3, 4 days. Come for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Come for a month. Firstly, probably go my hometown is Sydney. So I'm very patriotic. I'm very biased when it comes to what is good. But you've got to go and see the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Climb over it. Do the bridge climb in summer when you're up on top next to the flags. You can see all over Sydney. It is the best place, the best view ever. As the sun goes down, incredible, amazing. Go and look at the Opera House. Go on the Sydney Harbour by ferry. Go down to Sydney fish markets. Catch a small light rail out to the Blue Mountains, where you can be out there, within like an hour or two, and you'll be in absolute wilderness. You can stay overnight, nice and cool, have an open fireplace. You're out there with nature. You might go up north to Cairns, to the Great Barrier Reef. You might go down south to Melbourne, where there's some beautiful cafes, very, very multicultural. If you like whining and dining, go to the Barossa Valley in Adelaide. I mean, that's great. MCG, SCG, tick, you have to do those two as well.
Definitely. And what is the one hidden gem in Australia that is a must visit?
Probably down the south coast where I was born. So about 2 hours south of Sydney, a place called Kiama. Beautiful little coastal town. Got some great eateries, some wonderful places to shop. Just place to chill out, walk through nature. There's a beach right next to you. Go and have a swim. Even head down more south, down towards Bateman's Bay, or place down to Huskisson, those types of things, or just go inland. Go up to Dubbo or Narromine, where McGrath was born. It's in the middle of nowhere, but it's amazing to see Australian desert, Australian culture out there. It's pretty impressive.
And Australia and India share this mutual love for the sport. So how do you think cricket has helped boost the tourism in Australia?
When you have a great game like cricket, and you have two great teams like India versus Australia, there's a huge Indian population in Australia. But when India play versus Australia, it's blue versus green and gold.
Right.
Now, if Australia play South Africa, all the Australian Indian fans will back for Australia, because they want Australia to beat South Africa. But once we play India, they've all gone back to blue shirts. And I love that. I love that about them.
Totally. Apart from our shared love for cricket, what else do you think does India and Australia have in common?
I love the culture, and I think I've been accepted into the Indian culture is because I love my parents. I'm very, very close to my family. So, I actually look up to my parents as my heroes. They are two amazing people that have brought me into this life. They've given me every opportunity possible. And I know that that's the Indian culture too. Indian people look up to their parents and they look up to their elders. And it's not always like that in different cultures. So I think that's where we are very similar. So yeah, like I just love the fact that we always look after our families.
True, absolutely. I think that is definitely common between Indians
Yeah.
and Australians. In the light of the ongoing Border Gavaskar series, who are some of the top players to look out for?
Look, I mean, it's pretty hard to go past your Virat Kohli and Stephen Smiths, those types of guys. But I'm actually looking forward to and when I say lesser named players, like not the players that are up in the actual echelon of world class, players that have only played a handful of matches, like Manus Labuschagne for Australia, Rishabh Pant for India, Prithvi Shaw, those types of guys. I want to see those young guys step up to the plate. I want to see those young guys go, you know what? Yes, you might have Kohli. Yes, you might have Rohit Sharma when he's available, or Jasprit Bumrah, or Stephen Smith, or Pat Cummins. But we actually want to be the young guys that step up and make ourselves a household name. And I believe that's going to happen this Australian series. I think there'll be 2 or 3 players, maybe one from each team, maybe 1 or 2 from each team, that will stand up and say, I want to be that number 1 player. And that's generally what happens. And the team that does it the best will be the team that goes and wins the tournament.
Back when you were playing, do you recall any memorable moments on and off the field with Indian cricketers?
Oh, look, I think when I was touring India and I was asked by Sachin Tendulkar to join him for dinner at his restaurant. We went go-karting after that, like little things like that might not mean a lot to him, but for me as a guy coming through and actually getting to know him better, well, I'm so lucky and grateful that we've formed a great friendship. But I think that we respect each other too, which is very important. So, but we had a great time. We went out for dinner, we went go-karting and stuff like that, which people go, I thought you were trying to get him out. I'm like, yeah, I was. But we also can have fun off the field together as like friends.
Right. But what is your most memorable moment playing opposite Sachin Tendulkar?
Look, I think if I've had the chance to get him out, I mean, there was a couple of occasions where I got Sachin out, but there was a game, I think it might have been in Sydney, where I bowled what I thought was a perfect ball. He just went smack, straight back past me for 4. Like it was about 155 k's an hour, and he smacked it past me like an off drive actually for 4. And I was like, wow, this guy is an absolute legend.
Right. What is the one characteristic trait about MS Dhoni that you adore?
I think he's just so calm. When you think about MS Dhoni, you don't think about frazzled or being rushed for time or being caught up in the moment. MS Dhoni's just relaxed, he's chilled, he doesn't sweat, he's a great captain, he just does the business.
Right.
And that's why I think he's been so effective and such a great leader.
One piece of advice that you would give Virat Kohli?
Keep doing what you're doing. And if you'd like to, Mr. Kohli, you are welcome to have your child in Australia.
Okay.
Because we will accept you. If you have a little girl, fantastic. If you have a little boy, fantastic. They might become a baggy green. So,
who is your current favorite player in the Indian and Australian team?
I think in the Australian team, I'd have to say Pat Cummins. In the Indian cricket team, I love watching. I could pick 30 of them, but I like watching Rohit Sharma play when he plays his pull shot.
So apart from cricket, you know that India is heavily influenced by Bollywood, and you just said that you've even acted in a Bollywood film. So which are the Bollywood movies that you have watched?
I've seen Don, obviously with Shah Rukh Khan. I've seen a couple of movies that Pretty Zitta's been in, but like to me, it's just been, normally what happens over in India is that when you're flicking through channels, it's all in Hindi mostly or Tamil. And you sort of flick through and, you see those faces that and you watch it for a while, but you don't actually quite understand it. But it looks like it's fun or it's a romantic movie. So I've seen heaps of them, but I haven't seen them in their entirety.
Okay. And apart from Preeti Zinta and Shah Rukh Khan, who are your other favorite actors that you've seen in Bollywood that you like?
It's pretty hard to go past the Bachchans. I mean, you think about Amitabh Bachchan. He's the king. He's the boss. So he's a guy that I have always looked up to.
And now that you're a commentator, do you know these following words in Hindi? So what's a batsman called?
Batsman.
Ballebaz.
Ballybas, is it?
Yeah. What's a bowler called?
Bolibas.
It's Gaindbaz.
Is it?
Yeah. So if you have to say what an elegant straight drive, how would you say it?
Well, I'll just say it in English. It'd be like a sub-TK straight drive. Badhiya straight drive.
Well, that's actually good. That's pretty good. In fact, it is pretty close. So now I'm going to teach you some Mumbai slang. You know what Mumbaikars speak. This is called the Bombaya lingo. Okay, so if you want to say, oh, that's amazing, you'll say ekdam jhakas.
Ekdam chakas.
Yes. If you have to say, oh my God, I've made a mess of things. Vaat lag gayi.
Vaat lagte. Baat lagte.
Okay. And if you have to say,
Vaat lagte.
so if you want to tell someone, please don't bore me anymore, zyada paka mat.
Hey, aram se, I say to them.
Okay. So you have to tell them, zyada paka mat.
Zyada pake mat.
Yeah.
Paka mat.
If you want to say, oh, that's so stylish, you'll say, dhinchak hai.
Din shake.
Yeah. And if you want to say, I'm moving out of this situation now, I'm, getting out of this, chal apun kalti marta hai.
Kati mate chal, jale karo.
Yeah. And lastly, if you have to say, I'm going to slap you in Mumbaiya lingo, you'll say, ek chamat dunga.
Nay, slap, nay. Nay, slap. Madam G, nay, slap.
So no chamat.
No chamat.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Brett. It was so lovely talking to you.
It's been a lot of fun. I hope you have a great Christmas and a happy New Year.
Same to you, Brett. Thank you so much.
You take care. All the best.
Thank you.
Please stay safe. Stay safe.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.